This week, you're going to begin the first week of a 2-week project. The next two projects work together. You're going to do this week a proposal for a project and double entry notes, and next week you'll do writing project 4, which is the researched argument. Just like your last few weeks of work, all of the things that I'm asking you to do this week build together, they scaffold up to the projects that I'm asking you to do. So you have various readings from your textbook. You'll see Library Introduction 1 and Library Introduction 2. Those are the info guides. You're going to click on those and walk through them. You're going to take 3 quizzes based on the reading that you're doing in your book. You'll have 1 discussion board post. It's actually 3 posts. You'll do an initial post and then respond to 2 classmates. And there are also, for the proposal and double entry notes, I have a model in Falcon Online of what it could look like. So this week, like I said, we'll focus on step 1, the research, and next week we'll discuss argumentation and synthesis. As I mentioned, this week you'll start the first week of a 2-week project. So first you'll outline your project and take notes in a double entry format, and that gives you an opportunity to really engage with the sources and give them to me so I can take a look at them before you do your researched argument. I've included the assignment sheet for writing project 4, the researched argument, in this module, so you can take a look at that as well. It's a good idea to look at both assignment sheets even though project 4 isn't due for a while, so that you have a full understanding of what I'm asking you to build up to with writing project 3. Now, writing project 3, the proposal and double entry notes, you'll see a sample for that in this week's module that a student did last semester. It's a good sample. There are a few things wrong with it, namely the works cited entries. He just provided a link. I want you to do the full works cited entry. But this student's responses to the material are what I'm looking for. So you can really approach the writing project 3 in 2 ways. You can respond to the information that you want to use in your final paper in a reflective way and talk to me about what the information makes you think of, what you're connecting it to, or you can do that writing in an academic way, which means that you'll be able to copy that information right into your final writing project 4. Either way, with writing project 3, you'll have to have done most of the research and have an idea about what you want to write about. So you can do your research, some of your research, just with Google, especially if you're writing about a really contemporary issue. But I do want you to also use some scholarly sources from the library database. To familiarize yourself with scholarly sources and with the library databases, I want you to walk through the library info guides labeled Library Introduction Part 1 and Library Introduction Part 2. Those are linked in the course shell underneath this movie. When you're walking through these modules, pay attention to the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. You'll see that there are a few pages you need to go through to do the whole module. Walking yourself through these 2 modules will help vastly with your research project. If you have questions during this process, after this process, the library has an online chat feature. You can talk to someone. The Writing Center has an online chat feature. You can talk to someone. And of course, you can always email me with any questions. You read a little bit about primary research in your textbook. I am open to you using primary research for your writing projects 3 and 4 if you want to, and that includes interviews, surveys that you want to do with SurveyMonkey, or if you have access to, well, there's a lot of open access stuff through the Department of Education and the Census Bureau. If you want to do some analysis of raw data, I'm fine with that as well. Make sure you consult your text so that you're doing ethical interviews and surveys. Some of the students this semester who are doing primary research in my other classes are interviewing students about contemporary issues to gauge what people know about certain things. I have one student who's writing about sex education in high school, and she's talking to students about what kinds of resources they're aware of. I have another student who's writing about our use or overuse of technology, and she's interviewing students about their practices with technology. You do not have to include any primary research, but if you think that adding some student voices or other voices to your essay, considering the topic that you're looking at, will be helpful or beneficial to your audience, then I'm open to that. Just like with writing project 1 and writing project 2, it's going to be important that you find a topic that you want to write about for the next 2 weeks, something that you're interested in, something that you want to know more about. I would definitely suggest that you read your textbook, all of the readings. If you've missed any readings up to this point, you really want to have a good understanding of the research process, designing a research question, all those things that you need to do to set yourself up to be successful for this kind of essay. If you run into any trouble or problems, please reach out to me via email, or you can absolutely stop by and see me on campus. My office hours are listed here. Again, the Library and Writing Center both have chat features, and you can get in touch with the Writing Center to set up either a face-to-face or a virtual appointment if you want someone to review your draft with you or even brainstorm ideas. Happy writing!